kwanza asante sana. Asante.
Hapa kwetu tunashukuru kuja kwenu kulia pamoja nasi. Tunashukuru kwa upendo wenu kwa mtoto wetu. Tunawakaribisha sana sana. Mimi ndio nimesimama kuongea kuhusu mambo ya Winnie, maana nimetembea na yeye. Mimi ndio nilikuwa caregiver and I'm also a cancer survivor of breast cancer survivor of 2015. So this journey I know it very well, and I'm going to just talk to us about the journey, about her childhood, about her dreams and the sickness, and then what the legacy will be for us. So in her childhood, Winnie was a peaceful person, she was a smart person, she was clean and organized more than I am. So that is my memory from her childhood. At Word of Life, and she would memorize so much script even at that early age. So her talent was really early taps. Then another thing about Winnie was, what you did not know, that she was bullied a lot because of her color. Because she was so dark, some people called her Sudanese, some people called her Cheusi, and she would cry when she was young. But having been brought up between 5 boys, those you saw there and some who are late, they had taught me to be a tomboy. So I knew how to fight, and I taught her how to fight. The other part of Winnie that you saw that could fight, she was not born with it. It is me who taught her, because she had to survive the bullies. And then the other thing that we realized when she was young, because of bullying, we bought her a toy or a dolly from Germany, which was so dark, which was so black. By then, we weren't having such dollies. We only had blonde dollies. There was Zungu with blue eyes, with blonde hair. So we wanted her to know that being African is so nice. And it really helped her to do that. Because out of that, she became confident in her skin. And then after that, after the bullying, now when she was adult, I'm going to talk to you when she became adult. She was a focused business person. She knew very well what she wanted to do. You know, like a parent would want someone to go to be employed, to get a salary. Immediately she graduated, she told me, "Mom, I am not going to be employed. I will not be employed. I am just going to work with my hands, and I'm sure I'm going to." Another thing was, when she was an adult, she made gifts. Because she was a talented person, she made gift cards, she made thank you cards, and she would sell them to give herself pocket money. And when they started Jukwa, the band, she was among the people who was branding it, and she really did well. She would sew her own clothes and sew the members' clothes, and she did not even go to the college for sewing. But at that age, she would still sew. She was also a furniture maker, and she would make furniture for her house. She would decorate her house. She was an interior designer. So this one child, I was blessed with one child, but out of that one child, she represented like 10. She represented like 10 of them together. And in her adulthood, she became aware that she was beautiful. And some of the things that stood out for her was her signature was the darkness. Each and every person who looked at her, they loved her darkness. So the dark girls that are here, please don't bleach. And if you are bleached, you can turn back. We will love you just the way you are. Another thing that she had was very special was her eyes. She had a very beautiful eyes. And another thing that was an asset, but let it go, was her breast. As you have seen in her pictures, she had this beautiful big breast, and telling her just to cut it was a very difficult thing for her to come to terms with. So as Winnie was a performing artist, She loved, in her dream, she wanted to become a star. So all along she worked. Even with before the band, she told them, let us not chase the fame. Let the fame chase us. So they just presented themselves, they would present themselves as a professional band. By then people want to become stars. So out of that, because they branded themselves well, they were able to be hired by companies like the likes of Safaricom, and they would really pay them well because they presented themselves as professionals. Her highest achievement was the Dida series, where she played the Dida role. She said that she didn't like the role in the beginning, but the role gave her mileage. We thanking the media people, we thanking Lulu for having given her that chance. People loved the character of Dida, and it was almost her character, because she was exactly like that. Whatever she acted, you wouldn't separate the Winnie and Dida. The two of them was one. Another thing that she did was she was very creative, and we used to fight sometimes because she'll come and turn over my house and throw away things. Then she would tell me, this is too old, let it go. And me, I'll hold on to it. I don't know what troubles the creative. They don't want to do something over and over. She will come and she just look for trouble to trouble herself by doing and redoing it and rebranding it. So I came to know that the disorder that she had was called, in her DNA, was called creativity. So for the people or the parents who are here with children who are creative, just let them be themselves. Do not force them to become doctors. Do not force them to become engineers. Just let them be what they are. Her motto was kindness. She was very kind to each and everyone. She treated each and everyone with respect. Even her house managers here, I tried to tell her to remain in the house. Around, why do you want me to remain? Me, I want to go. I want to go and see my Auntie Dida off. So she really loved people, and she related well with each and everyone. Even the border guys, they still call me, they gave me contributions, they still condole with me, her friends are here. She would relate with each and everyone in your capacity, at your level. So I'm going to talk about her legacy. Whatever she achieved, the 31 things she worked with the Estee Lauder. They worked together with Estee Lauder and the national company, a beauty company, to run the 31 days. They had reached to her while we were in Turkey that she does the same again this year, but it was never to be. So, her other work that she did was carrying on the cancer awareness. Not so many people have gone through cancer and say about it. It's like a taboo kind of. It's very rare. Even I came to know later, some of my aunties or some of my cousins and my relatives are here, they had not through the journey, and yet I had not known at all. But out of that, they became aware and they started talking about it, they started encouraging her. Thank you so much for that. So she has this legacy that she's leaving behind that I'm going to carry. And this legacy is about the foundation. You have had people here who have said that foundation we are going to carry out. We have started the first phase by paying for people who are cancer sufferers, the NHIF. Because by paying for one NHIF who is not able, you are able to take that person through mileage of about maybe 8 chemos and other tests she will be covered. So she was paying for people the NHIF cover, just to give a hand back to the society. So she had the patients. We want to make awareness, the family members, the caretakers, what it takes to be a caretaker. As for me now, I have been a caretaker and I have been a cancer survivor. So I know that journey very well, and I'm going to carry out that legacy. We are going to complete the work that she has started, hand in hand with the people of the foundation, and be there for you fully, because I understand the journey as a caretaker and I understand the journey as a survivor. So in her sickness, I'm going to talk about her sickness. She had a cyst in her breast when she was about 14 years, and it got us worried. After being tested, it was found to be benign. Then we stayed for a long time again. It was still there. We were going to Aga Khan Hospital. They tested again. It was still there, and it was benign. And then they said no, it will disappear maybe when she gets children or when she grows up. But it never went away. At a certain point, she was worried because it kept growing. So during the corona time is the time that she realized around that period that all was not well, because she would get her periods and be in pain, and that in the breast. So until after the periods, then the pain would go away. So it became so bad at a certain point that it never went away. That's when she went to the test, and it was confirmed that it was cancer. So at that particular time, she didn't want each and everyone to know about it. She said that she doesn't want pity parties because people would bring her down. She wanted to be positive, she wanted to be focused so that she can get well faster. So she became public about the same thing after about 1 year, and that's when you people knew. What you did not know that she had been suffering for a long time. So she started her treatment at the Coast General Cancer Center, where we have facilities nowadays. She did 8 rounds of chemo. Thereafter, she was put on oral therapy for about 6 rounds, and nothing much changed. So that's when we came to you people, telling you that we want you people to support us. We want you to work with us, and you were really helpful. You came through for us, and you enabled us to go to Turkey, where we were given treatment. She got 9 rounds of chemo again, and then she was still put on oral therapy because cancer had not cleared in every part of her body. By the time we went to Turkey, it was in brain, it was in the both breasts, it was in her lymph nodes, it was in the lungs, it was in the stomach. So after the treatment in Turkey, it had cleared from the lungs, it had cleared from the stomach, and the brain. They did what is this cyber knife? So it kept it under control. By the other parts, when we came back, so on the 3rd month while we were here, because we had worked out the cost of being there and coming back, the cost of coming back was lesser than the cost of staying over. That's why we came back. So she deteriorated in the 3rd month, and that is when she did her last video that you people came through for us, and we were able to go back immediately. So in Turkey, things are not looking good, but they are going to try their level best. So in that time, because I was working with her, I was encouraging her, I was a cancer survivor, I trusted God, I believe in God, and I trusted that God was going to heal her. So while we were waiting for the treatment, she told me this one thing, that, Mom, I have had a conversation with God. Then I said, what kind of conversation? She said, I have asked God that if He knows that I'm going to die, let me just die now. But if He knows that I'm going to get well, I am ready to hold on, because I'm in so much pain that I don't want to go on like this. But then if I'm going to go through the pain and still die, I'd rather die just now. That was the second last day that she told me that. So on the following day, she wasn't talking. On the 3rd day, she passed. So I have said about the foundation, my call of legacy. I'll continue to do that. Her work, I'll carry it on. I have a few concerns about cancer. Being a cancer survivor, I have known, I have seen, we have walked that journey. There are concerns that are bothering me here. One of them is, we wait until we get sick. We are not getting awareness. So I would want us or the government to put emphasis on the awareness as opposed to the treatment. And then another thing, while we were sick, while we were sick and we were visiting public hospitals, there are these concerns that I observed. The relationship between the doctor and the cancer patient is not there. How? because one doctor is attending to 16 to 20 people a day, meaning that when you go there, you will not have a continuity of relationship with your doctor. So every time, which treatment were you given? Because they have so many files waiting on their desk, they are not even able to go through it. So they depended on what we told them. I have had maybe extra cycle of this and this. Then I was asking myself, what about the people who do not know what they were treated on? What about the people who do not know how to read or how to write? So what will the doctor do? But then, that was that. Apart from that, these 30 doctors have private clinics. So imagine a doctor coming in at 8 and leaving at 2 to go to their private hospital and handling 16 to 20 people. What kind of service would we expect out of such a service? It means there's a disconnect. So my solution there is let the government pay the doctors well, and let the government ban the doctors from having private clinics while they are still working. Of whom are they working for? It is us. Why are they getting our money and not giving us the best? And the government is aware, the government sees it. So this place where we go for treatment is the place they get their patients to go to their private hospitals, those who can afford it. And it's not a good thing. Those are the things that the foundation will have to address in regard with the government in relation with how cancer patients are treated.